Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. I am so excited for you to be here. I'm going to do a Halloween series. I seem to be loving my Halloween DIYs, so we're going to go ahead and do some more. Let's get on with DIY number 1. So this is really simple and easy, and it's 2 pieces, 2 parts to make a whole. So this is just a candle holder that I got from the Dollar Tree. I got it recently. They're the new design. And so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to paint it all black. So you could see there to the right that there is a cylinder jar with hands glued on the top. That was my original goal, was to do hands on the top, hands on the bottom, but the hands kept popping off with the hot glue, and see, there goes a hand. And then I was just a little too impatient for E6000, so I'm glad that happened because I actually really enjoy what I created out of the chaos that was this DIY fail. So I'm going to paint the whole thing black, dry it up with my heat tool, and then I'm going to take these little hands that I did pick up at the Dollar Tree. These are new Halloween. And I'm just going to hot glue them to the base here and go all the way around with the hands. So you can cut off that little tab on the bottom there. They have it so you could string them up if you wanted to, or you could take them off if you wanted to. I left them. Besides, once you see the thing I put on top, you're not going to be able to see them anyway. So I kind of fiddle-farted with these for a minute and decided if I wanted to add some more, if I was going to use the hurricane after all, whatever. So that's it for the base of this project. So you can see there on the right, this was my inspiration. And because it's not as easy to make a spider web as you would think, but I just needed to look at it for reference. So I am using my hot glue gun on this mason jar that I did pick up from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to use the hot glue all the way around here. And the nice thing about hot glue in the glass is it sticks just fine, no problems. And then I am going to make the web design go all the way around the entire jar. So I have definitely noticed that for Halloween, I am going through sticks and sticks and sticks of hot glue. Like, I had to order a new box yesterday because this girl has burned through an entire box of hot glue for the holiday season. I mean, for the Halloween season. I'm telling you, there's just so many things that you can do with hot glue. I mean, hot glue is pretty fantabulous, I have to say. You can use it for molding, you can use it for decor, you know, accents on your decor. So like if you wanted to do spider webs that you're going to add to like a sign or something, and you don't want to put the hot glue directly on the sign itself, you can use a piece of wax paper or a silicone mat, and you could do your web design on the silicone mat and then let it dry and then pull it off. And then you literally, it's like literally like a design that you could put on anything. So of course, it doesn't always have to be spider webs, but there are a million things you could do with hot glue. I love hot glue. So I'm just going to take this little sparkly spider that I picked up from the Dollar Tree. They come in a pack of 4, and I'm going to glue it to the front of this. So later on, I do actually go back and paint the lid black because I wasn't digging the gold. So I'm going to show you 2 options to put in here. So these are just those copper wire strings, light strings, yes, from the Dollar Tree. And I'm using some fluff. And I just wanted to fill up the space so that you couldn't see the battery pack, because the battery packs from the Dollar Tree are huge. But Amazon, I know, carries tons of these fairy strings, fairy lights, and their battery packs are like super small. So if you don't want to deal with the big battery pack, get them on Amazon. If not, I like paying $1 for my lights because I'm cheap like that. I love the Dollar Tree. Like, literally, the Dollar Tree is my favorite store because you could buy all this fabulous stuff for $1. So that's what it looks like with the copper lights in there. And those are just the They're the bright ones because they do have like the cool ones as well, which I think actually probably would have been better. Or I picked up these really cool color changing tea lights a while ago. Like I had them in my stash. I haven't seen them recently, but that doesn't mean that they're not out there. I just may have not been looking for them. So I just put it in the middle and put the fluff around and then turned it on, and it looks so cool. So here we are. This is my little setup. So we have our candle holder and the little mummy hands are holding the jar. And this is what it looks like when I have the color changing LED tea light inside of there. It looks so awesome. I love the colors that it changes to. It looks really cool next to my book that I did in my last Halloween DIY, which I will link down below. And I love it. I hope you guys love Spidey and the candle holder as much as I do. So here we are at DIY number 2. You're going to love this one. So remember I bought 3 of these book stacks that were Rae Dunn for the 4th of July for $3 a piece when I was at Marshall's one day. And I did the last one for fall, and this one is for Halloween, and then I'm saving the last one for Christmas. So I can't wait for you guys to see how it is that I transformed this into an awesome Halloween book stack. So if you don't have one of these or you couldn't find one of these, you can definitely use real books. You can get 3 of them at the Dollar Tree. Just take the paper covers off the top. You want them to be hardback, and you're just going to paint them black. So I didn't really need to sand this off, but just to show you like how easily this comes off, just a light little sand and off the words come. And then I'm going to paint the entire book stack black. Okay, so here it is all painted black, and then I used my Cricut and I cut out the words, "I put a spell on you." So, because my favorite movie is Hocus Pocus. I watch it all year long. So I'm just gonna use my little scraper to transfer the words on. And I decided to use orange because I would have liked to have done the orange, the purple, and the green, but I was afraid that the purple wouldn't stand out. So I decided to do it all in orange. If you don't have a Cricut, you could use stickers from the Dollar Tree. I've painted those letter stickers a million times and put them on there. You can handwrite this and use a paint pen. There's a bunch of different things you could do. You could print it on the internet, type it up in Word and then print it up and then trace it onto your book stack. So this ribbon came from the Dollar Tree, and originally I start with this and I use my handy dandy stapler to attach it to the to the book stack. But you'll see that I remove it because it does not go with the end product. So, but If you wanted to put some kind of ribbon that you can. If you don't, you don't. But I think that ribbon is so cute. I love it. It's spooky and fun. And then I'm picking out like what I'm going to put on the top. Because at this point, I honestly didn't know what I was going to do. So most of my projects start with, okay, I'm going to make a book stack for Halloween, but then I don't know what I'm going to do. And then it just comes to me as I'm working on it. So here we go with the handy dandy pool noodle. The nice thing about the Dollar Tree is they carry them all year round now. So this one I had left over. I had bought a bunch for whenever I go over to my friend's house to use the pool because I love to float around on them. But I saved a couple in my garage for projects because I have used them a lot in the holiday season. So I just cut them. I cut 3 of them. Like I said, I have a thing about 3s. It's got to be 3s. And I just made them a little bit taller than the next one. So this is that handy dandy wax paper stuff that I had picked up from the Dollar Tree. It comes in a book and it's like a terrible, yes, like it's a palette. It's a palette. So I keep my brushes in the water so that when I'm not using them, that they don't dry out. So I just pulled this brush right back out of the water, wiped off the excess water, and then I'm just going to paint all 3 of these black. So if you haven't guessed what I'm making here, I'm making some candles. So a couple years back, I did make the pool noodle candles that, you know, I'm sure you've seen all over the place. I reuse mine every year. I love them. They're super cute and super inexpensive for such a big piece. So I am making just a mini version of this to go on top of this book stack. And the nice thing about the pool noodles is they take this chalk paint really well. And you have somewhere to hold it. You just stick your finger in the hole. It's really nice. So now that they're painted, I'm going to take a box cutter and I'm just going to kind of slit into the top of this so that I can leave a space for the tea light candle. So you can see it on the right hand side there. And I just need it to be that size in order to slip the candle in. I don't necessarily always pull out what's inside. Sometimes I just tuck it in. I feel like it gives it a bigger, like a tighter hold. I mean, I know that you don't want it to be so tight that you can't get it out because these were a little difficult to get out once I had them on top. But at the same time, you don't want them just to like be willy-nilly falling around because, you know, if I, especially like when I did my big stack of these, you know, my dogs would run by and knock it over or whatever. And I didn't want the candles come flying out every single time because that would be a pain in the butt. So I do put them in there snugly. And so I just figure out based on the size of the tea light, how it's going to fit in there. So it fits in nice and awesome. And then I just take it out. And now I'm going to, what are we doing here? Oh, we're putting glue. Okay. So you know how I said, I love my hot glue. I use it for everything. And let me tell you, it is awesome for making these candles. So you want to have your glue gun at the lowest setting that you can do because the glue itself will literally like eat through the pool noodle and it's not pretty. It's not the business. So you want to have it on low and that way it doesn't like melt through the pool noodle. So I'm just going to ziggy zag it, make it look like it's dripping, like a dripping candle. And these are a lot of fun to make too. You can make floating candles to hang from your ceiling. You just use pool noodles or toilet paper rolls or paper towel rolls. And you do the glue and you paint them. And then you put fishing wire through them and hang them from the ceiling. It looks really cool. So this technique can be used as you can do it in the big one where you would have it setting up. I have mine sitting in a cauldron with, I think there's 10 of them on there. And they're tall. They're probably like 3 feet tall, 4 feet tall. You know, a big thing of candles. You could do it small scale like this. It doesn't necessarily have to be on a book stack, but you could put it within your decor, or you can do the floating candles. So I did put hot glue all over the top of that purple there because I really want it to look like the wax has melted and it's falling over. So it really does give it a really cool look. And I have to tell you, I love the hot wax painted. I think it looks so realistic and so awesome. And really, what are glue sticks? Like cents a piece? So this is such a fun project and not very expensive at all. And can you imagine you doing a bunch of these hanging by your doorway, your doorway in your porch area or in your house? I'm going to do a bunch of these and hang them in front of my coffee bar. So that'll be fun. I'm curious to know if you guys would like to see a decorate with me for Halloween, because your girl will be decorating here in about 5 days. Because I love Halloween decorations so much that I like to look at them longer than the 30 days that you get in the month of October. Because, you put them up on the 1st, it takes all day. And then, November 1st, you take them down and it takes all day. So, because I don't leave them past November, like October is it. But I will extend it into September because I love it so much. So here's the tea light candle, and I'm just going to go ahead and paint the whole thing black, including where the light comes out on the top, because I want these to look like the black flame candle. And I do know that the black flame candle in the movie itself isn't black like this, but the flame is black. But I wanted it all meld in. So this would be cute if you wanted to also paint the pool noodles white and then paint the top of the candle black. Or you could do, the black wax coming out on top of the white. There's so many different ways you could do this. So I'm going to take that ribbon off because it does not go with my aesthetic here. And I'm just going to use some hot glue, still on the low setting. And I'm going to glue these to the top of my book stack. And so see how the glue's coming out the bottom? Don't worry about that because you're going to see that I add a boatload more glue dripping off this book. So I'm just going to go all the way around because I don't want it to look like I just hot glued something on the top of the book. I want it to look like it's a part. So lots and lots of hot glue, and I'll just let you watch this part. Okay, so now all 3 candles are on and all the extra wax is all over the book. So I'm just going to go with my paintbrush and I'm just going to cover up all those drippies with black because I want it all to be cohesive and go together. So I know you can see the purple in the top there, but you will not be able to see that once I put the tea lights in the top of this in their spots on the candles. So if you're still watching this at this point, please put, let's see, a candle emoji. You can either type the word candle, you could put a candle emoji, whatever. I cannot wait to hear what you guys think about this project. It was a lot of fun, and okay, so somehow I lost the voiceover for right here, but we're just going to go ahead and fill it right back in. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish painting all these little candles and the little drippies in black. So I was able to put one of these color changing lights on there. And, you know, I scratched it up, so you just touch it up with a little bit of paint. And I did go over the wicks with black so that it could give it that really cool look. I only had one of those, so the other two will be filled with regular tea lights until I can find some more of those color changing ones. And then the last thing I'm going to add on here is a little hat. I had all three colors. I had the green, the purple, and the orange, and these hats came from the 99-cent store. So you get two of them for, they say 99 cents, but really it rings up as $1. So 50 cents for the hat. So when you guys are out looking for craft supplies or decor, make sure that you hit up the 99-cent store because they have so much cute stuff. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue this little hat right onto there just because I wanted to add a little bit more pop of the color. I didn't want it to be all like super dark, but you know, just I love the bright colors added with the black. It's so cute. So here we are. This is the finished product. I've got all the candles in and it's just so cute. I love it. I hope you guys love it as much as I do. I'm dreaming of Halloween. So I love Halloween decorating. It is so much fun. And so I want to do these couple little DIYs here for you that were simple, fast, and easy. So that card I picked up at the Dollar Tree for, I want to say it was 50 cents. I don't think it was one of the dollar ones. And then this frame, which was also $1. So worst case scenario, this costs $2. So I'm going to put the card in and I'm going to put the envelope with it because, hey, I might want to use that card someday. So I wanted to keep the envelope with it. And then I'm just going to close the back on it, turn it around. And how cute is that? So it's a black frame with the Wicked and it has that beautiful orange foil color to the front. So I'm just going to take a bat and continue with the theme here. Then I'm just going to add this little mummy hand or skeleton hand or whatever kind of hand, but I'm going to break off that tab on the bottom so it is flat. And I'm going to put the hot glue in the palm of his hand and put it on there. And that is it. It is that easy for this DIY. Just a little added pop of Halloween-y excitement for your house. Or you could take it to your office with you if you can't do a whole bunch of Halloween there. That would be super cute. So these are a bunch. I have 3 different pumpkins from the Dollar Tree. Now, you guys, I've been collecting pumpkins from the Dollar Tree for years because I always thought a girl could never have too many pumpkins. However, when I was pulling out my fall this year, this girl had too many of these kind of pumpkins. So I sat there and I thought for a while, what can I do with these pumpkins to make them look different? And it came to me, I'm going to make them part of my tiered tray decor. So I'm going to go ahead and paint 3 different pumpkins in this black because it comes out a beautiful matte black. So this is just black chalk paint. I happen to be using Waverly, but you can use whatever chalk paint that you have. And so there's one that's kind of squatty, one that is taller, and then one that is kind of like a real solid one. So you're going to see that I am going to make them into my favorite 3 witches, the Sanderson sisters from Hocus Pocus. So, and this is really easy. It's not complicated. I love this one because I know that I do a lot more complicated stuff on my channel here. So I wanted to do some that are just easy, take less than 5 minutes to do, or, well, with painting, you want to make it 10. And so, like I said, the 3 pumpkins came from the Dollar Tree. I've bought them over the years, but I did see these recently when I was in Dollar Tree last. And then the little witch hats I picked up at the 99-cent store. You can pick them up at other stores. I've seen them there. I just happened to find mine there. Of course, you can always look at Amazon, but there are many options, or you can make your own little hats. So here they are, all painted and dry. And there are my 3 hats. So I just went ahead and clipped off the tags that were on the bottom there. And then I'm going to take my box cutter and I'm going to slit a hole in the bottom of these so that the stem of the pumpkin has somewhere to go. You don't have to do that part, but I just want it to really be on there. So be careful when you're doing this because, you know, you are messing with a razor blade and you don't want to cut your fingers off. So just be careful. But I just punctured a little bit of hole and then I stretched it over that. So I'm just going to add a little bit of hot glue to make sure that they don't come off. And then that one was kind of falling apart, but nothing a little hot glue can't take care of. But for 50 cents, what can you expect? And then I'm just going to glue them on there. And I thought these were super cute to add to my little Hocus Pocus tiered tray. And that's it. If you have a vinyl machine, you can add vinyl to them and put their names on them. You know, it's up to you. But I just loved the simplicity of them and the representation of, like I said, my 3 favorite witches. So I hope you guys like these as much as I do.